Today we have a 2000 Lincoln Continental 4.6 motor. The customer is stating that when they apply the brakes, it's actually driving them right into the oncoming traffic because it's pulling so hard to the left. So we are going to check that out and show you how to fix it. So we're going to show you what could be causing the car to dive to the left. First thing we do is take off the tire. These are 19 millimeters. Of course, this is an older car. I'm assuming it's either going to be one of these slide pins aren't working or the caliper itself is bad. So we'll take this bolt off on the bottom. It's 13. Thing has a little rust on it, not too bad. Pop that up like that, slide it over. These slide pins are working. Top one came out, of course. So the next thing we're going to do is check this to make sure this is going back like it's supposed to. That's supposed to go nice and smooth. And if this is not, this is the right side of the car, which is the passenger side. If that's not going in and out like it's supposed to, say if I touch the brakes and this doesn't work, the other side's working, it's going to jump to the left. So that's why I'm thinking it's got to be the right side of the car here. I'm going to try to push this back. Okay. This thing is not going back. This is actually supposed to go flush with this. So the fact that this is not going back easy, it tells me this caliper is bad, so I have to get a new one, install that, and it should take care of the problem. We're going to remove the bracket because the new caliper is going to come with a bracket also. So take these two 15s out. Okay, we're going to be using these 15s on the new caliper, so I've got to keep those. These reman calipers already come greased, but I always like to throw a ton of it on there, so I did take these apart and grease them. We use that and it works well, so you can never have too much grease. Okay, get these started. I like to turn the wheel out like this so it's easier to get a look at it. Let's try this up here instead. You can wiggle it around so you can feel it start. The bottom one, same way. We're just going to double check these, make sure they're tight. That one's good. It's always a good idea to double check. That one's tight. Okay. Now, since I'm putting a new caliper on it, I might as well put new pads on it. Put those on. And I grease this up. And we're just going to put this on there. That's working good. Slide that down in position. And you can tell this right here has got a spot, a flat spot. Got to rotate it to there and just push it in. Okay, now we're just going to push this down like that in place. We're going to start this in the back. Just like that. Tighten up with our 15. Okay, tight. I will double check the top one, even though I didn't loosen it. That's tight. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to change over the brake hose, which is your brake line. This is a 10. And I like to use the gun. You got to keep it, the fluid's going to leak, of course, so you're going to have to put a bucket underneath there. Keep it off this side so you don't get any fluid on your brake pads. You're going to lose some, of course, but wow, A little tight on there. It's been on there a couple years. You want to make sure that you have one washer on this side, one on this side. Just like that. Just put it in the hole back here. Tighten it down. Make sure this hose is not twisted. Okay. And this is going to tighten flush against this, so it's not going to twist. Just like that. Make sure it's nice and snug. Get the rag out of there so you can see. Just like that. And of course, once we're bleeding the brakes, we'll check for leaks, but usually don't have any. Okay. Once our caliper's installed, brake line's installed, last thing you do is second to last thing you do would actually be bleed the brakes. And since I did the front, I would do the passenger side first, and then I would do the driver's side. You just break these loose, and I really don't have anybody right now to help me bleed them. You can do gravity, just sit here and let it drip and see if it comes, or you can get somebody in there to pump the pedal, or there's numerous ways of doing it. So actually, I'm going to wait till somebody gets over here and helps me, and we're going to bleed the brakes. And of course, the last thing then you would do is install the tire. So if your car happens to be pulling left or right when you're applying the brakes, you want to check your slide pins or make sure your caliper's functioning properly by sliding all the way back. And if it's not, that's how you take care of it.